Hey, how are you? My name is Sarah, aka the Mill Coach, and I am a leadership coach for millennials. Hey, Tiffarama, how are you? Good to see you here. I am sitting on the floor right now in front of one of my bookcases because my kids have decided, hey, to do one of these. They've taken a lot of my books and yeah, they've just kind of pulled them off the shelves. So my job right now is to put all of this mess back together. Hey, MB3 Smith, good to see you. So as I was sitting here and, thinking about putting all these books back on the shelf, I thought, well, maybe this would be a good time to jump on and just talk about some of the greatest books that you've read. What's really resonating with you? What do you want to read? What's on your list that you just haven't gotten to yet? And in the process, I'll share a couple of my favorite things. So give me a couple of hearts if you are a reader. If you're a reader, if you're currently reading something, tap on your screen. Yeah. What are you reading right now? What is the book? I'm reading one right now called The Mind-Body Connection, and it's really cool because it's talking about how in modern medicine we often don't think about mindset when it comes to healing your body. So that one's like really blowing my mind, has some really heavy research and things. I'm also reading another book called Radical Forgiveness, and it's definitely blowing my mind because it basically says everything that happens in your life, your soul asks for. So even the crappy shit, yeah, you've asked for it, and it's a part of you coming back together, because there's a separation that happens when you're born, and like you have to remember your purpose. And so it's like totally out there, different than anything I've ever read. Hey, DC, or D Cooper something 17, what's your name? These handles are great, but I want to know your names. And tap in what the name of the title of the book that you're reading right now. And I'm just going to grab one of my favorites. This one's called Horse Sense with the Leader, or For the Leader Within. This is a book that was written by Ariana Strozzi. Good to see you again. Hey, Florida Scott. Be Grateful 19. Nice to see you. Anyway, this one is from the lady that I've worked with to get my education in equine guided education, and being, a horse lover. This is how I connect horses with the corporate folks that I work with. Hey, nice to see you. Love the hearts. And so this is just one of the books that opened my mind to the fact that I actually could marry my desire and my passion for horses with the work that I do in leadership development and coaching millennials, because they have mad wisdom to be bringing. So yes. So I've actually highlighted the hell out of this book, and I thought it might be fun just to kind of maybe scroll to a page and then read to you what it is that stands out. Does that sound good? I think so, yes. So let's see here. What wisdom do we have to learn from Horse Sense from the Leader Within? Hey, Artie, my 2006. What's your name? All right, let's see here. The wisdom. Taking a stand is a declaration of who we are and who we are becoming. Yes, this is Ariana Strozzi. Yes, beautiful. And she has another book too, if you're interested. Where is it? I just saw it. Something about running your own horse-based business. Here it is. This guy. So if you're thinking about running a horse-based business, she's got another one. But anyway, she says, taking a stand is a declaration of who we are and who we are becoming. It means acting in rigor and intention. I'm reading A Touch of Heaven by Monica Caper. Cool, what's it about? It says, and this comes with the realization that you can't do everything that you want to do. It comes with the realization that some people won't like me. And it comes with the realization that I have to take my actions seriously and make declines of people, right? I have to say no. Ooh, got some good books coming through here. If you missed it, my name is Sarah. I am AKA the Mill Coach. I am a coach for millennials who know that they've got things that are really big that they want to bring out into the world, and they're ready to do it. And they believe that it's not just the lucky ones that get to live a really awesome life, right? That you just have to show up and do the work. So this is one of my favorite books. So this one was all about, you have to come with a realization that you can't do everything that you want to do. Some people aren't going to like you. Thank you, Florida Scott. And that you have to take your actions seriously and make declines of people. Right? There are going to be people that say, hey, you could help me do this thing. And you could be like, yeah, I totally can. It's within my wheelhouse, my skill set, my desires. But you know what? It doesn't really align with the things that matter most to me right now. And, just face it, we're all probably attitude of servitude people, right? That you're just love to serve. But when you just are always thinking about others all the time, then you kind of forget about what you need at your core. And so when you can find that alignment of what you need, and then it automatically just helps to serve others, it's a really cool thing. So this is one of my favorites. As I was looking, see if you missed it, my kids pulled out all of my books from my bookshelf, so I'm putting things back in order right now. And then this little gem fell out. It says, How to Find Your Mission in Life. Has anybody ever read this? Anybody on here? It's just a really tiny one. You can see how skinny it is, so it's just an easy little read. And I put a little tab in here, and I don't remember why, so let's see. Let's see what wisdom it has for us. My second caution is simply this. You would be wise not to approach the problem of your mission in life as primarily an intellectual puzzle, right? For the mind and the mind alone to solve, that's not the big deal, right? It says, to paraphrase Khalil Gibran, faith is an oasis in the heart that is not reached merely by the journey of the mind. It is your will and your heart that must be involved in the search as well as your mind. Yeah, look at those hearts. It's so true, right? It says it is your will and your heart that must be involved in the search as well as your mind. To put it quite simply, it takes the total person to learn one's total mission, right? Do you agree? It's not just a thinking thing. What am I reading? I am reading How to Find Your Mission in Life, right? I'm just pulling up some random books, and this is the wisdom that it has for us today. It says, it also takes the discipline of ages, not only modern knowledge, but also ancient thought. Right? I've got an interesting and fun book, Shakespeare Insult Generator. Ooh, Florida, what is it about? Scott, tell me about it. You're reading The Mockingbird, I like. And it's nice to have books that really speak to the intellectual part of your mind, and then just like the fun, right? Here's a fun one that I read, Barefoot Seasons, right? So you gotta have a little brain candy once in a while. One of my all-time favorites is this book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. And if you haven't read this one, it is a total must, right? Everybody, if you've scoped with me before, hey, you know that I love Robin Sharma. I think he's cool. Hey, Cushcraft, nice to see you here. And this book is just one of my favorites. The Alchemist, yes. Tiff, tell us what is like the biggest takeaway that you had from The Alchemist, because I've heard a lot of great things about it, but I actually haven't read it. Right? I actually have one that's here, The Alchemy of Lightness, that you might think is interesting. You know, at least has the same word in the title. So this one uses the Shakespeare's words. Ooh, I missed that one. Sorry, type it again. So let's see what The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari is all about, because I've got lots of little like dog-eared pages, because there's just a lot of really cool thing. Hey, you're from India. Hey, I'm from Parker, Colorado. So let's see, here's some underlining. Let's see what it has to say. The cool part about this book that it's written like a fable, like it's a story, but the things are there cool. So many great lessons. Don't ever stop dreaming, even when when life throws a wrench in your plans. Awesome. So that's The Alchemist there. Beautiful. Which one is my fave? You know, that's like kind of asking like which kid is your favorite kid. I don't think that I could. I think that this book is definitely on the top. Another great book that I love is this one, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I mean, that's like, if you haven't read that, you've got to go there. I also really love this book, The Tipping Point. This is kind of fun. My book's all over doing this. Oh, and look, I just found a picture that fell out of a long time. Look, this is me with bangs. And this is the person that introduced me to my husband and his buddy, Alan, right? So, yeah, love just books. So anyway, I got distracted from The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, written in a fable by Robin Sharma. He's also got another one that's called Leading Without a Title, something like that. Ooh, this is cool. It's talking about Kaizen. Does anybody know what Kaizen is? Kaizen's about continuous improvement, right? And it says, the sumo wrestler represents a very important element in the life-changing system of the sagas of Sinva. Yogi Raman told me that many centuries ago of this ancient East, the great teachers developed and refined a philosophy called Kaizen. This Japanese word means constant and never-ending improvement, and it's the personal trademark of every man and woman who is living a soaring, fully awakened existence. So I guess the takeaway for us to consider right now is, how are we practicing Kaizen right now in our own lives? Right? That never-ending improvement. What are you doing to up the ante for yourself? Right? Anybody willing to share? What are you doing in Kaizen? One of the things I'm doing right now is picking my guitar back up and trying to, learn something new so that I can have some creative expression. I'm a singer, but I've never been a great guitar player, and I want to put the two together. And that continuous improvement of like trying and learning and just like showing up and doing the practice means, a big deal. So that's how I'm practicing Kaizen. What are you doing? Ooh, you play the guitar too? Awesome! Uses the Shakespeare quotes of his sharp, tingled replies and gives definition. Ooh, that one sounds really, really interesting. You started practicing your violin again last night. Excellent. Hey, Tiff, you know Amanda Kent, who's a part of our Epic Shit group? She plays and is amazing. So maybe you guys need to get on, do some FaceTime and play together or something, because that could be awesome. And you know what I heard about that is it helps connect the brain, and you can think new thoughts, right? Because it just inspires some really cool stuff in you. So yes, so fun. Yeah, my little fingers, I don't know about you, my fingers right now are screaming at me because I've been playing, and they're just like, ouch, they're not used to that practice. Hey, hi Andy. Good to see you guys. So let's see what else we've got here. Ooh, since I am a horse freak, do I need some lessons? I do need some lessons. My guitar is really awful. So yeah, do you want to give me a lesson? We can do a private scope. You could give me the lowdown. That would be cool. So the Horseman's Guide to the Meaning of Life. Let's see what one of the lessons could be for us today. Let's look for something good. Yeah, okay, let's do it for sure. All right, so I like this one. It says, every horse, every person has a place. So just in that, you don't even have to read. What ideas could that spark in your personal leadership mantra? Hey, Coolest Michael. Hey, Smith, or Smans, you are Superman? Well, good. So every horse has a place. Every person has a place. Do you have a complimentary team in place? How old am I? I am 38. Yes, almost 40. Oh my God. But I feel great. I feel like the best version of myself I ever have. How old are you? Right? I think age is just a number, right? So that's that book. What else? Let's find a good one. Have I put any notes in the tipping point? Ooh, I did. Have any of you read anything by Malcolm Gladwell? He's awesome. I look 39. Oh, Florida Scott, that's mean. I don't care. I say whatever. I feel good. Oops, 30. There. Oh, that's better. Whew. I was feeling bad. My ego took a hit. So let's see. Malcolm Gladwell has lots of really good stuff. Blink is another one from him that is cool. So let's see. Tipping point, they talked a lot about the New York subway system and how they cleaned it up and really made a difference. I speak Turkish? No, I don't. I don't speak anything other than English. I can kind of maybe speak a little bit of Spanish, but that's it. What's my occupation? I am a leadership coach for millennials, and so I do one-on-one coaching, I do group coaching, and then I do some consulting, a lot of work in agriculture with young leaders, and yeah, just helping people bring more love and leadership into the world. That's what I do. You're very interesting and beautiful, but I have to go. Oh, well, thanks. Thank you so much. Come back another time. I'll be scoping again. And you're going to be in Denver. Ooh, Coolest Michael, what are you going to be doing in Denver? It is really cool to be here. What are you going to be doing here? So let's see what the tipping point wisdom is. Anybody read it? You don't speak English? That's all right. All right, well, this was in here, so let's see. Love you. Thank you, thank you. You're going over there for the weed. Well, whatever. Enjoy. That's what Colorado is. Freedom of choice, right, I guess. Let's see. That doesn't seem really exciting, actually. Nothing that stands out to me. So yeah, happiest baby in the block. This is a really good one. You know, being a mom, I needed to do some good wisdom searching to figure out how I could be the best that I could possibly be. Here was another one called Baby Wise. Awesome books for sure. Ooh, here's an interesting one. Visual Meetings. You're from Miami. Will the altitude mess with you? I don't think so. Just drink a lot of water. That's the big deal. You're skiing in Colorado in February. Ooh, where are you gonna go? I love to snowboard. I skied for like 10 years and then I made the switch when I was actually going to college. Got to take snowboarding as a class actually and love it. So I've been to Winter Park here. I've been to Loveland, Wolf Creek. Awesome, awesome. This is cool. You're so awesome. Thanks. Well, so visual meetings. This is a cool one. You know, like how are you going to be visual? Are we just going to be talking, or are we going to like be showing some cool stuff? As a class, that's awesome. Yeah, I did. It was the coolest class. It was like a PE kind of, you know, move your body class. And so every Friday afternoon, I got to go and ride the mountain. I lived in a small town called Pocatello, Idaho, and there was a little hill called Pebble Creek that was maybe 20 minutes drive from where I lived. And so, yeah, we would go and get to snowboard. Got an A on my transcript for it. One of the coolest classes that I took. The other one was Dutch oven cooking, which was cool. If I need to visit, we need to get some coffee. Florida Scott, I told you, reach out to me. We can do this. Yeah, I think that like when you're gonna learn, whether it's reading or it's taking a class or it's listening to something on YouTube or a TED Talk, that you have to, you know, kind of look outside the norm, because in doing that, in taking a snowboarding class and taking a Dutch oven cooking class, you're gonna learn things that apply to your business, right? So let me think. The Dutch oven cooking class that I took, we made bread, and instead of just cooking the bread right in on the cast iron itself, we would put a penny between the cast iron and then the actual bread box or whatever that we were cooking the bread in, and just that little lift off of the heat source would make it so it didn't burn, and it really had a better result. And so as I think about that and apply it to leadership, it's like, what are those little things that you need just a little buffer in between so that you've got a great relationship, right? Is it that taking a breath before you have a really tough conversation with somebody? Is it lighting a candle to put yourself into kind of the right mode before you start coaching somebody? I mean, there's just so many things that connect. So if your heart is saying, gosh, I would really love to learn about X, then learn about it, because it's going to be time well spent that's going to apply to other stuff around you. So yeah, I think that's something to consider, right? A little block party for a second. Anyway, so what are you reading? What are you learning about? How are you practicing Kaizen? I love that idea from today. How are you doing continuous improvement? Let's see, I'm going to pick one more book and then we'll go ahead and sign off. Let's see here. Ooh, Generation Me. Right? I already told you that I work with millennials, and you've probably heard me say this before, but when I talk with people about what I do for a living, millennials always get a bad rap. You know, the me generation, the instant gratification, the I don't want to do the work, and, you know, the give me a trophy for showing up kind of generation, and I think that's kind of crap. I think that, all right, see you later, Tiff. Good to see you. Thanks for sharing about The Alchemist. Much appreciated. But yeah, I think that, you know, there's stereotypes, and I'm glad to know that I work with the not stereotype types of millennials, right? Those that are just showing up and being themselves. They're not afraid to do the work, no matter what their title, no matter what people think. They're just there. They're driven. They're connected to something bigger than themselves. So I like this one, the me generation. You know, just talked about narcissism and optimism and anxiety and, you know, all the stuff that's happening. What am I talking about? I'm talking about millennials and just different books that I've read. I was just showing everybody that my kids made a mess. They pulled a lot of my books off of the bookshelf today, and so now they're napping and I'm putting everything back. And so I thought it would be fun just to talk books that you're reading. You're reading Dale Carnegie, Jim Rohn, and others. So I'll check out those books. Hello from Parker. Hey, another Parkerite. I love it. Woohoo. So what are you reading? That's what we're talking about. What are those cool books? So the last one that I will bring is Scorekeeping for Success. This is one by Charles Coonrat. And I read this maybe 12 years ago when I was working for a credit union in Idaho as their sales and talent development manager. And this one was all about scorecards and how do you know that you're winning. And so one thing that I would ask you right now with your business or with your learning or with whatever goals you've got in your life right now, what are you doing to keep score? Like, how can you look right now? Hey, Houston in the house. Do you have a scoreboard of the things that matter most to you? Are you on track? Are you maybe needing to up the level of intensity a bit? What do you need? So Scorekeeping for Success is a great one. Really helps you to figure out what you need. You are a Bible reader. I love it. Look, here's my Bible. This is one that my grandmother gave me when I was maybe like 15. And so I've got one right there. Love to read it. Actually, I haven't read it in a long time. Yeah, but I think it's cool. Why not? You know, I have like little tiny books, 144 Ways to Walk the Talk. How many of you guys have read the Santa book, the Leadership Secrets from Santa? I think that that's a pretty cool one. If you haven't seen that, you could probably like download it because it's just one of those really, really small books. And just given the time of year, it might be really relevant for you. You know, it talks about taking care of your reindeer and motivating the elves and that kind of stuff. So anyway, what are you reading? What really speaks to you right now? This title makes me laugh. Poke the box. It's not the kind of poke in the box that some people might think, right? So what is it that's cool for you right now? That's what we're talking about. Gotta go. Crazy, sexy, cool. Yay! You guys have a wonderful rest of the day and just go out and read. Please read something. Instead of turning on the TV or surfing your Facebook feed, turn on your books. Turn on your mind. Turn on Periscope. Learn something from somebody or offer some learning. All right? That's your challenge today. Go and be badass.